Truth 1. You are an abandoned computer. You're like a forgotten computer in a dusty room. Frozen. Slow, running programs you no longer remember opening, packed with useless files, old promises and emotional viruses no one ever taught you how to delete. Your system is outdated. And here's the problem. No one is coming to wipe it clean, plug it in, and hit restart for you. You're waiting for help that's never coming. Meanwhile, your potential sits idle. Your life is frozen, and you don't even realize the key has been in your hand the whole time. You have to update your own system, delete what no longer serves you, reinstall your values. Clear out your mental bugs. No technician, no support, no manual. The world won't save you, but you can rebuild yourself. And when you do, something magical happens. You start working again, lighter, faster, sharper, and you discover that being your own technician is the only path to real freedom. If you enjoy philosophy and personal growth, subscribe to the channel or at least leave a like on this video. Truth 2. Life is an invisible line. Have you noticed how some people seem to cut the line in life? They earn more, live better, chase dreams while you're still figuring out where to even get a ticket. But here's the part no one tells you. That line doesn't exist. Most people are standing still in an imaginary queue, waiting for permission, validation, or applause that will never come. You don't need to wait to be chosen. You don't need to wait to be ready. You don't need anyone's permission. The cruel truth is that the line only exists for those who believe in it. The ones who rise, walk. The ones who walk, move forward. And those who move forward make others uncomfortable. Stop asking for permission to live. Life doesn't hand out numbers. It gives space to those brave enough to take it. While you hesitate, someone with half your talent and triple your boldness passes you and takes what could have been yours, not because they were better, but because they moved, and you stayed in the invisible line. Truth 3. Your comfort zone is a prison with Wi-Fi. You think you're safe. A fixed salary, a bed to sleep in, a routine that doesn't ask much from you. It feels comfortable. But it's a trap that smells like stability. The truth is, your comfort zone is a prison disguised as peace. It feeds you just enough so you don't run, gives you distractions, social media, Netflix, food on demand. But it steals your hunger for life, steals the spark from your eyes, steals your courage. It's a modern cell with fast Wi-Fi and invisible walls. You can't see the limits, but you feel them every day. In the Sunday night frustration. In the pointless anxiety. In the quiet fear that your life is falling behind. And the craziest part? The key to that cell is in your pocket, but leaving requires pain, fear, and a rebirth. Most people prefer the suffocating comfort of the cell to the cold air of freedom. But those who leave, they find the real world is scary, yes, but also expansive, and living without bars is worth more than any soft couch or lukewarm life. Truth 4. Guilt keeps you weak. You carry old guilt like medals. Things you said, didn't say, didn't do. Mistakes, regrets, failures. As if the heavier the weight, the more worthy of forgiveness you are. But here's the truth. Guilt doesn't purify you. It weakens you, keeps you small, chains you to the past like an anchor around your neck. And the worst part? You get used to it. You learn to walk hunched over. To accept less. To sabotage yourself because deep down, you believe you deserve to suffer a little. Guilt isn't awareness. It's self-harm. Dressed up as morality. You need to forgive yourself, not because it was right, but because punishing yourself doesn't change anything. Guilt doesn't fix the past. It only ruins the present. While you self-flagellate, time moves on. And your best version stays locked behind a wall you built from regret. Letting go of guilt isn't forgetting. It's deciding to move forward, lighter, stronger, more whole. Truth 5. Your life is the sum of the excuses you accept. Every time you say, "I don't have time," "I'm too tired," "It's not the right moment," you're not being honest. You're choosing a comfortable lie to justify your inaction. Excuses are easy to find. You can blame traffic, the economy, the weather, your childhood, others, the day of the week, and you'll always find someone to agree with you. But at the end of the day, your life is the exact reflection of the excuses you believed were true. If you don't have time, it's because you gave that time to something else. If you haven't evolved, it's because you prioritized what keeps you stuck. And if you're not where you want to be, it's because you accepted to stay where you are. The difference between those who grow and those who freeze is rarely talent. It's the courage to stop lying to yourself. To admit that what's missing isn't opportunity, it's decision. And while you're saying, "I can't," someone with fewer resources is out there making it happen. Life doesn't care about your excuses. It only responds to your choices. Truth 6. You're addicted to distraction. You wake up and grab your phone. Before you even get out of bed, you've already opened 3 social media apps, watched a video, compared your life to a stranger's, and forgotten what you were supposed to do today. Your brain is buried under stimuli, notifications, and fake urgencies. And the most dangerous part? You call it normal. The truth is, you're addicted to distraction because it's easier to consume than to create. Easier to run than to face what needs to be done. You fill every minute so you don't have to face the emptiness. But that emptiness is where your real life begins. While you stay distracted, your plans rot in a drawer. Your goals turn into forgotten promises. And your attention, the most valuable asset you have, is sold for clicks, likes, and cheap dopamine. Want to change your life? Start closing mental tabs. Take back your presence. Learn to focus. Like your freedom depends on it, because it does. If you don't control what distracts you, you'll stay busy forever without ever moving forward. Truth 7. Most people don't care about you. This might hurt, but it's freeing. People are too busy with their own problems to think about you. No one's losing sleep over your mistake, your looks, your opinions, or your choices. The world spins too fast to care about your fear of being judged. You censor yourself out of shame. You stay silent, avoid action, hold back, afraid of what others will think. But here's the truth. They won't think much. They'll notice for 5 seconds, judge, and move on. Other people's lives aren't a stage for yours. They're just a bunch of people trying to look perfect while falling apart inside. And you're stuck, paralyzed by a fear that isn't even real. The moment you realize no one's watching, you're free. You become lighter, bolder, more authentic. You say what needs to be said. You do what needs to be done, and you start living a life that's truly yours. Stop asking for permission to exist. You don't need it. Truth 8. No one owes you anything. You grew up believing that if you were a good person, life would repay you, that the world would be fair, others would recognize your effort, and rewards would come just because you deserved them. But then life bared its teeth. The truth is harsh and simple. No one owes you anything. It doesn't matter how hard you've worked, how loyal or kind you've been, or how much you've suffered. The universe doesn't keep a compensation spreadsheet. People aren't obligated to thank you, support you, or treat you the way you wish. And here's why that's liberating. Because while you wait for someone to give you what you think you deserve, you don't act. You stay stuck in frustration, resentment, and a sense of injustice. But once you accept that nothing is guaranteed, you stop waiting and start building. You act out of choice, not need. You serve, not for recognition, but from inner strength. Life owes you nothing, and that's exactly what makes your victories truly yours. Nothing will ever be more powerful than that. Truth 9. The pain you avoid is the one that keeps you stuck. You do everything to avoid pain. You dodge hard conversations, ignore problems, postpone decisions. You pretend everything's fine. You hide behind distractions, habits, and promises like, "I'll start Monday." But what you don't realize is this: the more you run from pain, the more control it has over you. Every ignored wound festers. Every repressed emotion becomes invisible weight. Every delayed decision grows into a shadow that follows you. The pain you avoid doesn't disappear. It hides as anxiety, insomnia, boredom, and burnout. And little by little, it drains your energy, your joy, your courage. The truth is, pain is a portal. It doesn't show up to destroy you, but to transform you. When you face what hurts, you finally understand what needs to be healed. And that's where real growth begins. Stop running. The right pain, faced head-on, is what separates those who repeat life from those who are reborn in it. Truth 10. No one applauds effort. You work yourself to the bone. Stay dedicated, meet deadlines, hold it all together. And at the end of the day, silence. No one notices. No one acknowledges it. No one claps. And then comes the frustration, the feeling of being invisible. Of not being valued for how hard you try. But here's the truth: most people are afraid to say. The world doesn't reward effort. It rewards results. You can spend years working hard in the wrong direction and never even hear a "well done." Effort isn't currency. It's the baseline. It's expected. What matters is what you create with that effort. What you build, change, deliver. The impact you make. The growth you achieve. If you live waiting for recognition, you'll stay hungry forever. Because true respect doesn't come from asking for applause. It comes when you deliver so much value that silence becomes reverence. Now it's you versus you. Just heard 10 brutal truths that most people spend their entire lives avoiding, but now that you know them, you can't unsee, because once your mind opens, it doesn't close again. You either act or spend the rest of your life trying to silence that voice inside you. Here's the raw truth: no one is going to live for you. No one's waking up in your place. No one's going to do what only you can do. And as painful as that sounds, it's a gift. because it means everything you want is still possible, but it won't fall in your lap. It will hurt. It will require cutting ties, effort, silence, and a fresh start, but better a pain that frees you than a comfort zone that slowly kills you. Life will always be you versus you. The only question is, will you protect yourself, or will you surpass yourself?